Friday Fitness on a Friday. Went for a run in my Escalante Racers by my beloved Ultra. To be totally honest, in case this comes up in the future, in case next to here I've died, started feeling inexplicably dizzy when I got home from work. Felt fine during the whole run, which I'll talk about in a second, and I feel dizzy again now. I don't like it, but also I'm gonna crack a beer right now. And as you can also see, it is the return of the shirtless circus because it's hot out. Okay, but what I want to talk about there and why the ultras are relevant is my feelings about, God, I am pasty. My hatred of stability shoes was rekindled today, and I wrote about this on the Friday Fitness blog as well. And I'm more of a writer than I am a talker, because as much as I can talk and put an idea out there, the ability to edit and to look at a sentence and be like, nope, I can make that make sense. So I read the blog sometime. But this will be repetitive for anyone who does read the blog. I put up this poster a long time ago at work with some facts about running on it, and one of them that is cited to a scientific study is that there's no correlation between pronation and injury risk. And I tell people all the time that you don't actually need stability shoes. They don't do anything. They may be doing some harm, but they are certainly doing no good. And today, though, I thought, I'm guilty of confirmation bias. Because I found that study, and it said what I already thought, and I didn't look any further. So I did, because I had the time, and I was at the computer. And I found one study. In this one article, they linked 3 studies that reportedly showed there was no benefit to stability shoes, and one that did. And in that article, all 3 of the linked studies that supposedly showed there was no benefit to stability shoes, I gotta stop burping. All 3 studies were the same study, the Kapnick study. So then I was like, oh shit, that's actually 1-to-1. We have one saying that there's no benefit, one saying that there is. So I looked at the one saying there is, and it is manufacturer funded. And even though their stability group and their neutral group had the same number of injured people in it, and the same number, therefore, of uninjured people, they still published the conclusion as pronation control does have some benefits. Which is a lie, and I don't know what they did to create a control group or anything like that. With some further study, I did find the Kapnick study, by the way, turns out is a meta-analysis of 3 other studies, which is why people might say, oh, here's these 3 studies. It's because the Kapnick study is a meta-analysis of 3 previous ones. But I found from Runner's World, on the study of stability and arch support and motion control, they did a meta-analysis of their own with 158 studies that really adds up to there's no benefit to stability shoes. There's one thing that I saw, one study, that was done exclusively with ASICs for some reason. So maybe manufacturer funded. But they found that pronation control did alleviate fatigue in long distance athletes. So yeah, the muscles are working and get overworked and your form breaks down. And then that happened to correspond with a conversation Mike was having with someone else about work shoes. He's a firm believer that you should change your shoes over the course of a day no matter what. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah, if you need work shoes, get a pair of neutral shoes and a pair of stability shoes that are get a pair of Ultra Escalantes, wear them for the first half of the day until your feet are tired, then switch into a high cushion stability style shoe and take all the pressure you can off. Then you're essentially strength training and resting in the same day. what bugs me and what happens at work. Let me take a sip here. Also, I hope my camera doesn't die. What happens all the time at work, and what got me to dial back my zeal in these in this matter, was you got to meet people where they're at. And I would run into people who I would think that I was doing them a favor, and I would gleefully, authoritatively, certainly, or with certainty, say, actually, yeah, you don't need stability shoes. Like, I thought I was helping by saying, like, yeah, don't worry about it. Pronation is not going to harm you. Let's get you in a neutral shoe. You can take whatever shoe you like. And they would push back and get upset. And they were offended that I didn't buy into the dogma of stability shoes. And so that got me to just be more laissez-faire about it. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll sell people whatever they want. I'll kind of buy into the mythology. And now I feel bad about that. I want to go back to being a hardliner and just being like, no, it doesn't fucking matter. Pronation control is stupid. I don't know the honest answer to the work shoe thing, because I've been feeling my own amount of fatigue wearing my Escalantes. At work, I do feel like my feet are tired at the end of the day. So I don't know if they are in fact the ideal standing for work shoe. I should just try and, the Clifton 8s are coming out. I'm going to try them. I unfortunately didn't have a Goldilocks with the Clifton 7s, Burbank. But I'm going to get one more pair of shoes this year. It's either going to be Clifton 8s or it's going to be some On Runnings, if I can find one that's Goldilocks, or even close to Goldilocks. But yeah, remember, stability shoes are bullshit. They don't do anything for you. Just get stronger. And I want to mention two things that I knew of before today as well, that are why, like the two specific things that got me thinking this anyways, before I did today's research confirming it. One, I believe it's in Kixology. They mentioned a study done where they took, I might have mentioned this on channel before too, if so I apologize. They took two groups of people. One were analyzed and assigned shoes. So it was like the way that the typical shoe store runs. They're like, yep, you overpronate, stability shoe. Another group was assigned shoes at random, and the injury rates in both groups were the same. So it does not, you have as good a chance of getting a shoe that will work for you if you listen to all the bullshit or if you throw a dart at random. Two. I forget what two was. Let me think for a second. Two. There's a study done by Running World. This is a few issues back. I know I've mentioned this. They looked at people who wear stability shoes. Damn it. They look at people who wear stability shoes and people who don't. And the camera's gonna die, I'm panicking. They look at people who wear stability shoes and those who don't, and they found that ultimately people who wear stability shoes produce 16% less power. So then they gave them some power and strength training exercises to boost that up. And then their pronation went away. So even though pronation doesn't correlate to injuries in any way, you can still correct for it, and you can still be a better runner, and you can still get your feet back to great shape, no matter what. Like, anyone convincing you that your feet are broken is lying to you because they want your money. Fucking period.